Mention to anyone who doesn't already know that we also have a little private Facebook, not Facebook. Oh, I hate Facebook. A private LinkedIn group where we do put recordings of all of our sessions. Mention to anyone who doesn't already know that we also have a little private Facebook, so not Facebook. Oh, I hate Facebook. A private LinkedIn group where we do put recordings. I need to mute this. How do I mute this? Anyone who doesn't already know that we also have a little. Well, actually, I guess I can just close it. All right. So I thought it might be fun to start because we usually do start with giving introductions of what we do because we might be able to work together. And I know everybody doesn't know everything about everybody here. And I thought it might be fun, something they did in another little small group that I belong to, a local kind of women's group, is share their biggest win. So if you want to introduce yourself, tell everybody about what you do, and it will be here, on the video for anyone watching this later or up on YouTube, and share your greatest win, biggest win, if you would like. Nobody?
No, I'll volunteer first.
Okay, go ahead.
I didn't hear the word volunteer. That's what.
Oh, yes, volunteer.
Okay. Well, career thinker. My name is Tom Pound. I left corporate America 13 years ago. I've been in business 13 years. I started career thinker, and recruiting kind of fell in my lap. So now I had kind of a boutique company, 4 recruiters on my team, 6 resume writers and career coaches. We bring solutions that get you in front of the right people. And my biggest win is where I am today. I mean, 13 years, I left corporate America. My health is back on track, because my past job was killing me, literally killing me. So I left corporate America behind, the stress and everything. And now I'm love what I do. I still work hard. I still work a lot of hours, but it's different. I love what I do.
I hate to follow Tom, but for the sake of volunteering to go second, I'll be happy to. My name's Vince Vitale, and as most of you know, just started in resume writing a little over a year ago. Really got excited after attending the conference and meeting you all, and it just expanded my mind on what I could do in this area. My plan is to continue learning through the next year, which is part of why I'm on this call. And then next year, really start dipping my toe into putting a website together, start marketing myself, my own business. I do have a full-time job in HR right now, and my plan is to continue this path for the next several years to where I could step out of that and do my own thing in retirement. So that's kind of my high level plan. So nice to be here.
Cool.
Great. I'll go next.
Okay.
It's nice to meet everyone. I love the fact that we have corporate America in common. I lived in corporate America for 35 years as an executive assistant and supported some pretty high level executives at places like IBM, Hewlett Packard, Unilever. So I was laid off last year for the second time in my career, and I really struggled to find work. And I was following all the career coaches and taking all the advice, but I was not even landing interviews. So I decided that I was going to tap back into my passion, which is helping small business owners, something I had done about 12 years ago. And this time I'm leaning into coaches because they're my favorite audience. So I help coaches put simple clarity and order around their systems, their tools, and their processes on the back end. So all types of things like email management, ideal client research, creating templates, client fillable forms, all the administrative tasks that coaches struggle with. My big win is that I've just gotten my second client. I've been active in my business since the end of May of last year. So very pleased that I have 2 clients on board that will be long-term. And I'm looking to help support more coaches and to meet more coaches on LinkedIn.
So any particular type of coach or coaches in general
Yeah, coaches in general. I have right now a DE&I coach, and I also have a book writing coach. So as you know, there's lots of different types of coaches, but their needs are all the same.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Okay.
We're all being so polite. I'll go next. Oh.
I
See,
know-
Linda, I
I
was
know.
like waiting. I was like waiting for Annette to call on me too, but I just saw her hand go up. So Brenda Meller, I am a independent marketing consultant and LinkedIn coach. My catchphrase is I help people get a bigger slice of the LinkedIn pie. If you follow me online, you know that pie is a part of my personal brand. And I work with job seekers, with solopreneurs, as well as with employees of organizations who are struggling with getting the most out of LinkedIn to meet their career or business goals. And delighted to be here.
Okay. Very cool. Go ahead, Linda. I know we're
Hello,
all a very
everybody.
polite group. Nobody's like
It
jumping in
is.
like, oh yeah, me know.
It's a great group and I love it. So I'm Linda Brubaker and I'm a job search coach. And I've been out on my own now for a little less than 6 months. Used to do this for 6 years before that, working for a community college, which meant that they were the first and only in the nation to put this job together for me, where I was able to put together job search coaching for people in the community without having to charge them a fee. So my big win is getting over the fact that I have to charge people. And actually this month, but that's tough, right? People who are unemployed, it's hard to say that you want to charge them a fee in order to get involved. So my two big wins this month, one would be that I offer a free job search lunch and learn every week. And this week we actually had over 37 people as part of it, which was a great thing, especially because I had to change the time for this one. The other big win is that I brought in 2 clients this month and several $1,000s, which for me is a big deal as I'm getting started. So I'm excited about all of that. Third
Wow.
big win is that I'm learning issues, right? Tech issue today. My internet is completely down. Fixing that for tomorrow, Brenda. But for the moment, I'm doing it on my phone.
Oh gosh. So
There's
you
all-
stay.
Yeah, I was going to say Stacy put a comment in the chat.
Oh, her biggest win. Okay, so I am just learning now. For a few of us know Eustacia as Eustacia, and she's, I guess Stacy is her nickname that she goes by, which I love. That's so cute. Just like she is. So anyway, she says her biggest win right now is that I work with an amazing software as a service tech company in HR. I'm responsible for revamping our recruitment program. Additionally, my business resumes on demand, that's her website, is picking up. All of a sudden, people are seeking career coaching and transition resumes. Sorry, you can't hear you. We're sorry we can't hear you too, because you're so lovely to chat with. So so I will say that my biggest win, you all know who I am. My biggest win is kind of getting things done. I finally put together my speaker one sheet. I'm almost done with my little sizzle reel, and I have a program kind of halfway done that I'm excited to launch. But I hear you on that pricing. It's such a challenge. It's such a challenge, particularly. I know for me it is, because the things that I'm doing now for my business were things that I used to just like do for free. And so it is a challenge to say, oh, okay, it's my business now. One of the things if does anybody have any questions, please put them in the chat, or if you'd like to ask a question. Nope. Okay. So I thought today a couple of things. We all know, I think most of us know, that the algorithm report, the formerly LinkedIn algorithm report, now algorithm report, due to conflicts with LinkedIn, just came out last week. And I've read a lot of it, not all of it. And one of the things that kind of stood out to me because I know a lot of people do like text with image posts. It's like one of the most, shared type of posts on LinkedIn. However, carousels or sliders or document posts, as they're called different ways, actually get 1.6 times more engagement than the text with image posts. And so I thought I would, give you a little quick tutorial on how to create those. Does anybody create? Because I haven't seen people creating them. Okay, so I see it in a plus. So I guess that would appeal to Susan at least. So let me just share my screen. And while I'm doing that, I also have something I wanted to ask you all about. Let's see. This is something that I just received in the mail from LinkedIn this morning. I guess it went out to everyone. I don't know if you saw it or not, but the people also viewed is now going away, and now it's going to be other similar profiles. But the big thing on the bottom is you will not be able to turn this off. Now, I know that I have had mine turned off, and I advised people, my clients, to turn it off, because to me it seemed like it was just here, because the people that came up were obviously similar, so it might be your competition. And I'm just curious, any thoughts on this, what you think and how you may be changing advice to your clients, or what you might say to them. Go ahead, Tom.
As a recruiter, I mean, I don't know what the big deal is. People also looked at, or similar profiles, it's going to be a lot of overlap, and from my point of view. And as a recruiter, some people do have it turned off, and some people, I can see who the other people view their profile. So I don't think it's a big deal. Maybe I'm being too simplistic about it. I don't know if anyone has a deep view about this.
No, I agree. I think it's not a big deal. I know my coach has told me that I should turn off that feature prior to this rolling out. And I really didn't understand it at that point, because especially being an EA, that's part of my community. And there are going to be other people similar to me, but at the end of the day, your content is going to speak to who you are. So let people look all they want at people similar to you. And I think it's just going to help you stand out even more so, especially if you're, doing all the right activity and putting yourself out there authentically.
Okay. I was just curious. Go ahead, Tom.
No, again, if you have a great LinkedIn profile and you're marketing yourself, you're branding yourself, and they look at a similar profile, they look at someone else that was viewed, that sometimes you actually work on your behalf. It could bring, oh wow, look at Tom instead of look at Stacy or Annette. I'm just saying in general. So I think I never seen a big problem with it.
Okay. All right. So now I want to make sure. Can everybody see my Canva?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I just want to go in and show you really quickly, because I know that,
we're not seeing a Canva.
What are you seeing?
The LinkedIn photo folder.
Oh, okay. Well then, all right. Let me stop that share. Let me see. Let me try this again. I wonder if that's because I can't, if my Zoom is on here, that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I thought you were just going to double click the asset and we were going to launch into Canva.
Double click the asset. Okay. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I'll have to.
Yeah. So where you just had open your drive, you had your drive open with some of the Canva designs you had created.
Yeah.
If you double click on one of those, it should launch you right back into Canva.
Oh yeah. I wanted to have it in front of me so I wouldn't be turning my head, but I can just, I could certainly, do that. All right, let's see. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. My error. Can you see my Canva screen now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So when you want to, if you want to create one of these carousels, I know they call them sliders. I've been told that the proper name for them is sliders. I think people call them carousels because you kind of go using carousel posts on Instagram. So if you want to create one, you just go to Canva. Instagram post square, and you can, create, you can go up here and just search for carousels, and you will see a bunch of them, and you can see something like this. So maybe you like this and you're going to apply all the pages, and then you can just obviously change the colors to whatever you like to, brand to your your company. So you can change the colors. I think anybody here not use Canva? Okay, so I'm not going to go through all of that stuff, but you can go in and you can change all of these things. And one thing that I learned recently is that you can also create templates. If you have a brand hub. All right, so this was something that I created, and you can have these and save them over and over and over again. One thing that I will mention from the algorithm report, excuse me, is that they do get that engagement, but Richard's advice was to keep them to around 12-ish pages. The actual number that was given in that was a 2.4 design. So that is something that I thought was really, really interesting. All right, I just wanted to. All right, so here's an event slider that I created. I actually got this idea from Brenda, who does this every Sunday with her events, and I started doing it with mine as well. It might be something you might be interested in doing too, Linda, if you're having these things coming up on a regular basis. So you could just go in here and save these as templates and change them however you like. So the key to this is to save them. If you go into the download, that you want to make sure and not save them as a PNG, which is what they recommend, what it automatically goes to, but to save them, download them as a PDF file. So, and then magically, when you, hi, Sarah. So magically, when you download this as a PDF and upload it on LinkedIn, you get that slider effect. But the bonus, I think, is also because you can also then download it as a PNG, and then you can also use that on Instagram. For other people who are doing events and might be streaming them, sharing them at other places, I have found that I use StreamYard, and StreamYard now allows you to live stream to Instagram. And I have found when I announce it with with the event the day before, earlier that day, that I do tend to get people coming to my events. So okay, hi Sarah. So does anybody have any questions on doing this, or any comments? Have you used this?
Did you use, I'm sorry to come in late, did you use the magic to put that together?
No,
The magic design?
No, I used
Okay.
I just used the one of the carousel templates that I got from going into Canva and clicking on the on Carousel. And that's how and then I have my templates saved, and so I use them over and over and over again because it saves so much time. I have learned recently also, we were talking about the algorithm report, and the idea, Sarah, that these carousel or slider posts get more engagement than even the text with image, which is
I was thrilled to hear that. When I read that in your email today, I was thrilled to read that, because I didn't know that. It seemed to me that there's been less and less carousels on LinkedIn.
Well, the reach, according to the algorithm report, the reach has actually gone down from what it was, but it's still, the second most I think most popular. I think number one might be polls, but I'm not sure. And for anyone who has not seen the algorithm report, and I will just go in there, Sarah, if you want. We can look at Magic Design. So
I'm actually putting together a carousel. That's why I was thrilled that they were doing that, on how you can do a carousel in minutes with Magic Design.
oh, okay. So yeah,
And
it's
I didn't know if I was wasting my time, because carousels aren't, I just don't see as many as I have previously. So I'm really happy that I'm not wasting my time, and I'm going to go ahead and put that up on Monday.
yeah, Magic Design, it's only available to pro users, I believe. That it's
True,
only
yes.
available for that. But I will say also that, one other thing about Canva that I found particularly helpful was going in and doing images. I had some excuse me, some images that you may recognize if you were at the conference. This is me speaking at the conference, and I took these photos from a recording of me speaking because I was creating something. And I found, I don't know if, I just want to mention this really quickly, something I found was really, really interesting that I wasn't aware of. And I consider myself to be a pretty active Canva user, is that you can go into, and I'm used to doing all the effects and everything, but you can go in and adjust like the temperature and the text. And so I was able to go from something, let's see. Katie wants to come in here and talk too. So I was able to, no, not that. No, sorry. Okay, so I was able to go from something like this that comes out and it looks so orange to something like this, just by going into the Canva and adjusting, going into the editing and going into adjust and changing all of these things. You can do it for the whole image like this. You can, you can change the whole image, sort of like brighten it all up, or you can just do the foreground, which I did to just brighten me up, but not the background. And I tone all of these things down so it comes out more of a gray than this, because this just looks, I guess it's the room and everything. So I'm just, sorry, my dog is so loud here. So go ahead, Eustacia. Or should we call you Stacy? I'm sorry, we're so used to. We can see your light lit like you're speaking. Is your sound turned down maybe? Okay, as long as we're all sitting here, anybody have any questions about, the sliders or?
What I'm kind of curious about, Annette, is I know in December there was talk that the carousels or sliders were going to go away. Isn't that correct? And I think people started shying away from them at that point.
So that going away was actually LinkedIn had something they were calling carousels, which was native to LinkedIn, and It was in a beta program. I didn't have access to it. I don't know if Tom or Brenda had access to it, but it sounded very complicated to put together. Supposedly you could upload, have like one slide be a video and something else be a still photo.
Right.
But that's what they were talking about going away. Is anybody else better able to explain what those carousels were?
It was actually an application in LinkedIn where you can
Yeah.
create that carousel in LinkedIn. It was clunky. It didn't work correctly. That the concept of carousel is what we're talking about now, but the function within LinkedIn to create it, I tried a few times. It was just very complicated. It took too long, and the common person wouldn't invest the time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm really surprised we're not, well, at least I'm not seeing more carousels. If you're saying the engagement is better, you'd think we'd be seeing more, and I know from my feed, I'm not. I don't know about you guys.
We didn't know until now that it's good, and everything works in waves. No, I mean I would get polls up my yin yang every day. Now I see one a week. Now they're coming back. Everything goes in waves in LinkedIn.
We're in early on the info, is what you're saying.
Well, the thing is too, I will tell you, I saw people doing them on LinkedIn, and I started, I've been doing them, I don't know, for I guess at least 6 months, maybe a little bit longer. And when I went in, I had to try to figure it out because I didn't know how to create one in the first place. And I must have spent, I think, I don't know, at least an hour downloading it as a PNG because that's what Canva pushed me to download it as, and then trying to upload it on LinkedIn, and it wasn't coming out. And until I finally somehow stumbled on downloading it as a PDF.
I had the same experience.
And somehow with the magic of LinkedIn, when you upload the PDF, there, you click on upload document. And when you upload it, it miraculously turns into the slider or carousel or whatever you want to call it.
Annette, can you hear me?
We hear you now.
Oh my goodness, Lord Jesus, thank you. Okay, so quick question for you. With the carousel, how do you get it to the square shape? Like the ones that I'm seeing in the templates are rectangular, but when you first started, I didn't see how you did that.
So you go into Instagram Square.
Instagram Square. Okay.
Yeah, so you go into Instagram Square.
Okay.
Not the story. But I will say that I heard in a training that I'm in that that vertical carousels actually perform better because they're easier to read on mobile. And so I'm kind of trying that out. I actually tried one the other day. And I picked Instagram story, and the dimensions are off, and it's much easier to read on mobile, but it looks terrible on LinkedIn. And so I'm just getting the dimensions for that. But if you have it sort of a 3x4 vertical, and I've been seeing others, for example, I see a lot of things from from Kajabi, because I have Kajabi. And so I guess I don't know why they keep pushing it on me because I already have it. But anyway, I see a lot of companies doing sort of these lateral. And if you follow Richard Blom, you will see that he does them that way as well. And if you're interested in the algorithm report, all of this information, it's a 127-page report you can download for free. He posted it, one of his posts last week. I didn't see it. I looked in his featured section. But, he also posted a few sort of shorter versions. But the algorithm report itself talks about text posts, text with image posts, carousels of the different engagement that they do get. And so if you're curious about that, again, it's free. He gives away like pretty much everything. So, I am going to be working on those lateral carousels myself.
Annette, what was Richard's last name? I didn't catch it.
It's Van, VANDER, last, and BLOM.
Thank you.
Yeah, do follow him on LinkedIn. Even LinkedIn trainers learn from him. So so he's really a wealth of information. So we Anybody have any other questions? Okay, since we're, we still have plenty of time and we had some sort of late arrivals. So I'd like to give our late arrivals, Sarah and Eustacia, the opportunity to introduce themselves if they'd like and share their biggest win so far this year.
Sorry you couldn't hear me earlier.
That's okay.
Figured out what the issue was. But as I was saying, my biggest win so far this year, I recently started with a new SaaS tech company based in Seattle, working fully remote. On our HR team, and I'm absolutely loving it because it gives me the opportunity to revamp our recruiting program, or lack thereof, for tech professionals. And so that's something that I love to do, is build and create processes and develop. And so have the opportunity to do that again. And plus I'm working with my mentor again, which is absolutely phenomenal. And then in addition to that, my business Resumes on Demand is booming with people who just want all types of career coaching advice, and they don't know what to do. They're looking to transition from one career to the next. And so I will gladly take on that business as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Heather, I apologize. I did not see you in the waiting room. So
Hi, no, sorry. That's fine. Yeah, I had a meeting that went way over, so I was getting.
well, we're so happy that you could join us. And actually, you're not the only one to join late. So the people that came in a little bit later are now introducing themselves and sharing their biggest win of the year so far. So Sarah, if you want to go next, and then Heather, it would be your turn if you'd like.
Hi, I'm Sarah Tim. I think most of you know who I am. I am currently the conference chair for the National Resume Writers Association, and I'm really looking forward to our conference in Providence in October. My biggest win this year is that Sarah says efforts last year have spurred me from localized clients to a more national client base. And I've had my best months I've ever had the past 2 months. And so I'm really looking forward to what the rest of this year is going to bring.
So Sarah, look, I love what you do with the whole Sarah Says, and you started that at the beginning of last year, right?
Well, it was after conference in New Orleans, actually.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so about 18, 16 months. The problem right now is I don't have time to put as much effort into it because of the client work that I have. So I need to make a concerted effort to
It's
do
terrible
that.
when that work gets in the way. I know. I feel that. I feel that too. So can you just share a little bit about what that is? Because, and I'm going to see if I can actually find one on LinkedIn and share that with you. And I will say that we do have a private LinkedIn group. So oh, thank you. Brenda just put Richard's LinkedIn profile in the chat. So I want to just pull that up actually and
Thank you.
and show that.
It came about, she was born right after the conference because something that somebody said at the conference really stuck at my head, that people are very visual. And if you want them to pay attention, then you need to have strong visuals to get them to pay attention. And that's why I put that together, because you know me, I'm passionate about sharing resume advice and ushering in a new generation of resume speakers. And so I put her together in order to do that, and to hopefully spread the word about what works, what doesn't work, about all the charlatans that are out there, and elevate everybody's resume experience, whether they're hiring a professional, they're getting into the business, or they're doing it themselves.
Okay, cool. So this is Richard. And I know it was just last week. I think it was on the 6th. So if you scroll back, he does not have it in his featured section, sadly, for us, but you can find it.
It's in his posts. Are you talking about the full algorithm report?
Yeah, it's in the post on the 6th, right?
I don't know. It's in his post. I just went through his timeline. Like Linda said, it's really long. It's like 123 pages, but
yeah,
It's not in his featured. I
click
think
on
if you click
post.
on post, you can look at documents and you should see it in there.
Yeah, good idea. Okay, and here's the updates that he put out some infographics, top 10 insights, and
The link right below that one should have the document, the full 123, where you click on show all documents at the bottom.
okay, what am I doing here? What am I doing wrong?
Scroll down.
Okay.
Okay, stop right there where it says show all documents. Right above the about section where it says show all documents.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's okay.
Duh. So it's actually, he did it in a post though, right?
But you're in the document feed right now. So scroll down. It'll be the third one in the feed that you just were in.
Okay.
So that's the first one. That's the second one.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
so there it is. Yeah. So yeah, it is. And it is 123 pages, but it's a lot of the pages are also like the first part is all about, because it goes through company pages and newsletters and articles. And I mean, there's just so much information in there. But again, you can go and, download it for free. So, it's, I think it's worth a look, but, obviously, and I just wanted to show you a picture of Sarah, of her Sarah Says, because I think it's, and you've been using this for that time. And okay, so here it is right here. And so this is what you did, and you created this little avatar, right? In what, Camtasia?
I used Canva.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Canva.
yeah,
I say Camtasia and I mean Canva. I apologize for that.
yeah.
So, and then you use this for like every week you do at least one post with this, right?
Yes, yes. And usually on Friday, once a month, I'll do it's something that I received from a client, and I'll say, my clients say it best. And
Yeah.
then, I'll give tips on job search, resume writing, cover letters, what to look out for.
Okay. And you did that in Instagram, using the Instagram square or the 1080 by 1080, or is it?
Yeah, I believe
square?
I did. Yes, I
Okay.
use a square. Yes.
Okay. No, I thought that was so cool. I'm sorry, somebody was about to say something. Tom, was that you?
Yeah, I want to ask Sarah. Yeah, this is Vince. I want to ask Sarah because I always loved her Sarah Says. How long ago did you start using that? And is there a way you could put a percentage on the increase in business that you think you've received from that?
The increase in business is probably upwards of 90%, and I've been using it since September of 2022.
Wow.
It took a little while. Last year,
Yeah.
my biggest reach last year was 25,000 views.
Wow.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. It was on gaps in the resume. I was very surprised.
Well,
And it
well,
was actually recreated. It was one of my first ones that did not get a lot of traction. And then I recreated it, rewrote the story that goes with it, posted it, and it got like 25 times the traction. It was
wow.
actually pretty startling, and I haven't been able to repeat it.
So I just want to repeat one thing that we were talking about very early on, because I know that Sarah, you work with clients, and I know you Stacia does as well. So Brenda's doing a thing tomorrow. It's a looking while we're okay. I'm going to let her tell you about it, but if you want to share it with your clients, it is on StreamYard, and she put the link to register in the chat. So Brenda, why don't you just tell them really quickly, because they may have clients that would be I'm sure they have clients that would be interested.
Sure. I'll put the link inside chat again, and I'll put my post from today as well. So it's intentionally a confusing name because it's for people who are working but looking. So I'm calling it a WBL Live-a-thon, and that is intentional because if they happen to accidentally put it on their work calendar, it doesn't say job seeker event. like their boss and their coworkers and things like that are not going to know. So I'm calling it WBL Liveathon. WBL stands for Working But Looking. The Liveathon is because it's a 4-hour webinar, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And I've got a variety of individual speakers as well as panelists that will be sharing career advice, job search advice. And we're really tailoring this for people who are age 40 plus, 50 plus, or 60 plus and looking for a new job, but looking. All of that said, if you know anybody who is unemployed, they are welcome to attend. If you yourself are working with the job seeker community, you are welcome to attend. I'm not going to kick anyone away from the door. And it is on a webinar where it's videos off. You will be able to communicate with other people using the webinar chat. And if for any reason you're interested and not able to attend, if you register at mellermarketing.com/WBL24, you'll get access to the playbacks and the speaker resources.
Yeah, and I just want to mention people we know. Linda is speaking there. Kenneth Lang is speaking. Virginia Franco is speaking. And those are the names that jump out at me as I'm looking at this. But I'm sure there are people that that I don't who are speaking there tomorrow. And so, Heather, I didn't mean to forget about you. Please introduce yourself and give us your biggest win.
Hi, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much for including me, especially given I was so late today. Heather Haldine, and I have Heather Haldine I have Haldine Consulting. My big thing is that I am not the cookie cutter approach. My website and my marketing are all engaged around being very individualizing services and documents and journeys for my clients. So that just really speaks to me that so I've been I'm in a space where, and you give me such hope, Sarah, because I mean, I got my LLC in September, August, September. I launched my website at the end of the year. And then I just launched my Facebook page, my Instagram. My LinkedIn is all so I'm sort of really scaling up. And given the constraints of all kinds of stuff, I'm trying to do a little bit more organically. I am using Sales Navigator and Tom's, bit of Tom's formula in terms of that. And I'm not going full in on doing content and such, just like I said, just given the constraints that I have now. I think that my biggest win, and ironically, I'd say it's not necessarily my biggest win. Well, I haven't sold it yet, but one of the things that I did is I upped all my pricing and created a pricing structure for 6 different levels because I was just really I was underpricing definitely. But also I launched a concierge service. So that's my big thing that I'm working on selling. And I think I just sold one. That's the meeting I was just on. I think I just sold one where I provide, for a set monthly amount, I provide a certain number, of documents and hours, a mix of, basically we come up with something that the client needs, but it is on a monthly basis. And it's definitely, a value to me and to them, but, so that I can get, I'm in a position now where I need to have some of these types of things on a monthly basis as not passive, what do you call it? Income, but something is more consistent, that if I have a couple of these every month, I'm not devoting that much more. I'm not devoting any more time to these specific people. But I find that a lot of clients, what's happening is, that, oh, I just need to tweak my resume, or I just need to tweak my cover letter, that's a huge pain point for people, this ongoing process. Yes, okay, do the resume, do the LinkedIn, but then when they find they have to for the applications and such, they have to customize it. That's when they're getting into trouble, because they're oh my gosh, this takes forever, with regardless of what we've provided them with, they're still finding themselves in a place where they're spending a lot of time customizing, tailoring resume and cover letter specifically to different engagements, and also encouraging them to really go towards what is the best fit for them rather than throwing all the spaghetti at the wall. So that's sort of like, I guess, a big win. And then the other thing is that I've actually engaged in ADHD coaching. So I actually hired a ADHD career and life coach to help me to get beyond things in my business, that stumbling blocks I'm having due to my brain diversity. And I'm finding it, I mean, it's game changing. I mean, finding it so useful. So that's just something that I think is a big thing. I think we give help, but we also need help. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here too, because I'm like learning so much from everybody who's going on the path here before me.
Well,
so thanks.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. And two things I want to mention. I just put a link to we do have a private unlisted LinkedIn group. So if you go on there, I put the link in the chat, and ask to join, I will see you and let you in the door and we have obviously we have the recordings of our group meetings and some other things that I put in there from time to time. So please do join that. And Brenda put in the chat the link for Linda Brubaker is speaking on a panel from 11:30 until noon tomorrow for this looking but working. I think I can never get that right.
Working but looking.
Working but looking.
So think about if you're talking to a friend and they're like, yeah, I'm working right now, but I'm looking for another job. So I'm working but looking.
Okay. I just feel bad because every time I say it wrong. But anyway, thank you everyone for being here today. This is such a treat and fun for me. And I hope to see you in the group. And as Linda put in the chat, yes, the algorithm report is long. I have it here. I actually printed it out. But it's only really, I would say, the first maybe, and it's big. It's like, slides. So it's not like you're reading this text for 123 pages. And the first part is all about the different types of LinkedIn posts. So, you may want to grab it. Again, I learned as much as I possibly can for free. And then when I reach my stopping block where I want to accelerate, then I hire coaches to help me with that. And so, that's my thing. So it is now 2 minutes to noon and it's Friday. Have a great rest of your day. I'm going to say goodbye now and I will see you. I will see you on LinkedIn, but I'll see you hopefully next month back here in this group. So have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye.